They believed their code was unbreakable. The Enigma machine gave the Third Reich confidence that every message was hidden from the enemy. But deep inside Britain's Bletchley Park, the secret war of minds began, and it became one of the keys to victory in World War II. At the beginning of World War II, the German war machine seemed almost invincible. The Blitzkrieg in Poland, the rapid fall of France, the relentless bombing of Britain, all this was made possible not only by tanks and aircraft, but also by a powerful communication system that could not be intercepted or deciphered. At the heart of this system was the Enigma cipher machine. On the surface, it looked like a simple typewriter in a wooden box, but behind its keys was a devilishly complex mechanism of rotors, reflectors, and electrical contacts that created millions of combinations. For the Germans, Enigma was the symbol of absolute secrecy. They were convinced that no enemy could ever break its code. Reality, however, turned out to be very different. The Allies poured enormous effort into breaking the cipher, and this struggle became one of the most dramatic intellectual duels of the Second World War. Cracking Enigma played a decisive role in the outcome of the conflict, allowing the Allies to anticipate German actions, save thousands of lives, and cripple the Reich's war machine. The story of this secret war began even before the outbreak of hostilities. In the 1930s, as Germany was preparing for aggression, a group of Polish mathematicians from a secret cryptology bureau, Marian Rejewski, Jerzy Różycki, and Henryk Zygalski, managed to penetrate the mystery of Enigma. Using brilliant algebraic insights, they developed methods of decryption, constructed special devices known as bombs, and succeeded in reproducing daily keys. Yet, as Germany expanded its military power and continuously increased the complexity of the cipher, the Poles realized they could not keep up alone. In the summer of 1939, just weeks before the war began, they shared their discoveries with the British and the French. This gesture became one of the most important contributions in the history of cryptography. Without the Polish breakthrough, the later Allied success might never have been possible. With the war underway, the main center of cryptanalysis in Britain became Bletchley Park, a country estate near London, converted into a secret code-breaking headquarters. Here the best minds were assembled: mathematicians, engineers, linguists, chess players, and people with unconventional problem-solving skills. Among them was the brilliant mathematician Alan Turing, who combined theoretical insight with the creation of practical machines. Every day, radio operators intercepted thousands of German messages. They came from U-boats, from the battlefronts, from Luftwaffe headquarters. All were encrypted by Enigma. Each morning, the Germans set a new key by changing the positions of the rotors, rendering all previous work useless. For the British, speed was everything. If the key could not be broken within 24 hours, the intercepted messages became worthless. Turing proposed a radical solution: to build an electromechanical machine that could test thousands of combinations in search of the correct key. Thus, the famous bombs were created, devices consisting of rotating drums that simulated Enigma's workings and rapidly eliminated impossible settings. This was the first great step toward the computer age that would later transform the world. Life in Bletchley Park was exhausting. Staff worked around the clock in 12 to 14-hour shifts under the strictest secrecy. To outsiders, the place looked serene. An old mansion, well-kept gardens, people pausing for tea. But inside, an invisible battle raged that would determine the fate of the Atlantic and perhaps the entire war. The struggle was especially fierce at sea. German U-boats, the infamous wolf packs, threatened convoys bringing food, weapons, and fuel to Britain. Every ship sunk by torpedo meant lost resources and drowned sailors. If the Allies failed to win the Battle of the Atlantic, Britain could be starved into surrender. Cranking U-boat traffic, therefore, became a top priority. Initially, the Germans employed relatively simple Enigma procedures, but they gradually increased the complexity, adding new rotors, modifying operating rules, and tightening discipline. The most serious challenge came in 1942 with the introduction of the four-rotor Enigma for the submarine fleet. Suddenly, the intercepts became unreadable, and Allied convoys once again faced devastation. Losses rose to catastrophic levels. It seemed that the Atlantic War would be lost. Yet Bletchley Park did not stop. Turing and his colleagues improved their bombs, searched for weaknesses, and exploited errors by German radio operators. Human mistakes often provided the crucial cracks. A repeated word, a standardized phrase, a violation of instructions. These cribs allowed the cryptanalysts to test specific hypotheses and dramatically narrow the field of possibilities. Captured material also played a decisive role. In May 1941, British sailors from the destroyer HMS Bulldog boarded the crippled U-boat U-110 and seized its Enigma machine along with code books. These treasures provided vital insight, enabling breakthroughs in deciphering. Similar daring operations, though rare and dangerous, yielded invaluable gains. By late 1942, Bletchley Park had regained the advantage. The Allies once again read large volumes of German traffic. Now commanders knew U-boat positions, attack plans, and even coordinates. Convoys were rerouted away from danger, while escort vessels and aircraft hunted down submarines with deadly efficiency. The balance in the Atlantic began to tilt. But Enigma was not confined to the sea. It was also used by the Wehrmacht and the Luftwaffe. Decoded orders allowed the Allies to anticipate troop movements, understand strategies, and avoid ambushes. During the North African campaign, decrypts of Rommel's communications helped General Montgomery prepare and win the Battle of El Alamein, a crucial turning point. The secrecy was absolute. Only a handful of top leaders knew about Bletchley Park's work. The intelligence derived from it was codenamed Ultra. To disguise the source, Allied commanders often staged cover stories. For example, if a decoded message revealed the location of a convoy, they might pretend an aircraft had spotted it, ensuring the Germans never suspected their cipher was compromised. The contribution of Ultra to victory is difficult to exaggerate. Historians estimate that the deciphering of Enigma shortened the war in Europe by at least 2 years. Hundreds of thousands of lives were saved. Soldiers, sailors, civilians. Germany never realized that its most trusted cryptographic weapon had become an open book to the enemy. After the war, the secret of Bletchley Park remained hidden for decades. Many of those who worked there, including Alan Turing, never received recognition during their lifetimes. Only much later did the world learn the scale of the achievement and the brilliance that had operated in quiet obscurity. Today, the story of Enigma is more than just one of espionage and mathematics. It is a testament to how intellect and perseverance can change the course of history. It shows that weapons need not always be forged from steel and fire. They can also be built from paper, logic, and electromechanical circuits. It is the story of victory, not only on the battlefield, but also in the realm of ideas, where men and women armed with formulas and prototypes of computers struck decisive blows against tyranny. And whenever we look back on the Second World War, we should remember not only the grand battles, but also the silent war of minds waged within the walls of Bletchley Park. There, amid stacks of punch cards, the hum of machines, and endless streams of numbers. The code that was thought eternal was finally broken. And there, once again, humanity proved that no fortress, no matter how ironclad, can withstand the brilliance of human ingenuity.